let's proceed with the questions regarding taxes.
Yeah.
Kaya lang nag-overtime siya, yung exceed niya na, right?
Do you believe that taxes are the lifeblood of the government?
Yeah, definitely. Kasi, you know, where would the government get funds for everything that we do, diba? And taxes in any country, that's very important. So, I guess, speaking for the Philippines, kasi I've also, you know, had in most of the companies that I've worked with, I also was talking to PIR quite a lot. And I guess yung mentality kasi na mga Filipinos na, you know, you can just get away with everything, even like yung simple getting a license, you can just pay for it, and I think that's just not right. Kasi diba, that's why we have a lot of accidents. So it's the same thing for taxes. If people are not properly educated on where the taxes go, then no one's gonna pay the taxes. But first, the government has to like clean up. To me, I look at it as same system. I mean, like it's the system has to change. It always be the same people, and if people think. If all the people would think this way and nobody would want to dare and make a difference, then nothing's gonna happen to us. So for me, that has been really an advocacy for me whenever I join a new organization. Tax compliance is always one in my list kasi internal controls nga yung parang pinaka-core competence ko. So that's always one of the things that I make sure that the company complies paying proper taxes.
Then, attention siya sa number of
May I ask how do accountants and bookkeepers deal with tax payment reduction? And what are your thoughts on tax reduction?
Tax reduction, so long as it still is within the law, hindi siya tax evasion, I think it's acceptable for me. Kasi the thing there is you have to make sure that you still pay the proper taxes. Me, the reason why I always like try to keep myself updated is to make sure that I know you offer options to the company, like not in the sense that you evade the taxes, but for them to, you know, make the final say end of the day. I've always you know, presented to management or to the board yung effect of not like paying the proper taxes, and I always go back to yung thought or yung mindset ko, it has always to be win-win. So if, let's say for example, the companies that I work with, they don't pay proper taxes, so ano yung effect nun to them, and that would like, kasi I believe yung kung what you give out, the energy that you give out or whatever that you give out, it comes back to you. So if you don't pay the proper taxes, then it's gonna be manifested in our business. So if you don't pay the proper taxes, most likely like your supplier is gonna pay you as well. So parang chain reaction lang siya to me. But if I do the right thing and I pay the proper taxes and educate more people to do that, especially the stakeholders in the corporation that you're working with, then it comes back to you, you get better business. And I think it has really been manifested in the companies that I've worked with. Whenever we do the right thing, do the proper taxes, and make sure na, you know, we're not, hindi kami nag-shortcut, you know, doon nag-grow talaga yung company. A lot of people may say na parang, it's too good to be true, but you know, probably they should try.
So you've worked with companies who are really advocates of paying the right taxes.
Yes.
And you also have had clients who are really advocates of paying the right taxes.
Yes, paying the right taxes.
How about companies and clients who do not pay the right taxes? Have you had personal interactions?
Yes. My interactions with them was always on, especially for the multinationals, they want their experts not to pay the proper taxes. So we educate them on the consequences of this one. And sabi ko nga, you know, you're foreigners coming to work here in the Philippines, so you know, this is also like a living for you. If you were back in your home, for sure you would be paying your proper taxes. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, being educated, being aware of, let's say for example, I have one client na parang US citizen siya, and he said, he didn't want to parang pay the proper taxes here, and then and I know for sure that in the US they're gonna keep track of all your income wherever you are. So I told the person that, and end of the day, if you're firm, if you're in your role, in my capacity as CFO, I can make a difference. I can make them decide to do the right thing. So if I'm not firm on my convictions, if I'm not strong-willed or strong enough for them to let them understand that nothing's gonna happen. But for me, I'm just glad that I've always been, I guess nakuha ko yan sa father ko because he's a lawyer. So parang they've always taught us to speak our minds and not be afraid.
Do you still have plans of pursuing your being a lawyer?
Being a lawyer, I leave it to my son na lang because that's his.
He also wants them.
Yes, I leave it to him. I think for me, I'm in a state in my life already that I feel, there's so much yet that I can do in my profession as a CFO, as an accountant. There's so much thing yet that I can do, and probably going back to school for the next 4 years and taking the board. I guess I'd rather do the things now that I love doing, especially empowering women. And I also have like advocacies. I support the victims of prostitution when I was in Cebu. I have this group that I regularly support, and I think that's what I want to do. And I mentioned something about PSI a while ago. I am in a training of being a facilitator. So I guess I'll just, focus on those things because I believe that whatever the universe is giving me or whatever the universe is trying to tell me, I try to listen. So I'm mindful about the things happening to me. So this was brought into my life when I was at the crossroads. And I feel that I need to give back, and my form of giving back is, if I can be successful as being a facilitator, making a difference in their lives, then that fulfills a dream of me becoming a teacher. Kasi hindi lang naman when you teach, not lang naman like the usual setup in class, teaching in universities. I believe that being a facilitator or a life coach is also like being a teacher, being a mentor.
That's very nice. I want you to further discuss this, pero let's finish muna the questions regarding taxes.
Yeah, okay.
And what is the most difficult situation that you have encountered with your clients who are really persistent or insistent in not paying the right taxes?
If they insist on not paying the proper taxes, I drop the client. If they don't want to, of course I tell them like hindi kasi pwedeng you don't pay nothing at all. Like I have a client na for the multinational, so they don't want to declare proper taxes for their employees. So I mean like what I try to do is I take a look at their job descriptions, if they fall like if it's on a project base or they are consultants, then I try to explain to them that they can pay these proper taxes. So they're definitely not yung hindi paying the proper tax.